The following interview was conducted at Robotics Invest in Boston.
Welcome. So great to have you join me. So this is Saurabh Chandra, CEO, founder of Ati Motors. Saurabh, tell us all what do we see here? Because this is an interesting wheeled bot.
Right. So we make robots to move material in factories, and that kind of distinguishes us from many other robots which are very warehouse focused. So we work in manufacturing sites, moving carts weighing up to 2,400 pounds, indoor, outdoor, going up ramps, handling rain. So that kind of stuff, highly inspired from self-driving cars. So we like a 3D LiDAR, a vehicle with a suspension. So it's a very rugged vehicle which can move serious payload.
My understanding is that this has weather ratings as well, so that it can move from an indoor, say, a clean warehouse environment to the outside sort of industrial area.
That's right. With very poor flooring or broken roads, we handle it all.
Okay. Where did you the concept get its start, like geographically and sort of figuratively?
Sure. So we started in Bangalore, India.
Okay.
And we were trying to. I generally believe autonomous technologies is going to be everywhere. And recently Jensen spoke, right? Everything which moves will be autonomous. And we started with that hypothesis in like 2017 that that's going to happen. And we were doing multiple things, and we just got into it without having any background in this space and just learned things from scratch. And then we figured this, and we just found this interesting space in factories where there were no robots and nobody was trying to sell in there. So it's a very underserviced market, which there's a lot of demand in. There are not enough people to doing the dull, dirty, dangerous tasks in factories which require these robots.
Oh wow, okay. So then tell us about how widespread are these platforms now?
So we are deployed across like 30, 40 factories across US, India, Southeast Asia.
Wow, so soon, you got the international supply chain going.
That's right. We should soon be in Mexico.
Exciting.
Yeah. So we are in like multiple parts around the world now.
Are there some sort of recommendations that you've had from your experiences with starting the company in 2017, learning about like how to set up and build and deploy these kind of systems? They may have as advice to other sort of startup founders that are earlier in their process?
I think we are still learning, to be honest. To be dishing out advice may be premature for us. But all I can say is that hardware is really hard. All the stories everybody has heard about how hard it is harder than that.
Okay.
So you gotta go in with eyes open. And the other thing is a lot of new robotic companies only want to do software and leave the hardware to someone else. And I think it doesn't work like that. You have to take up the whole problem. The customer doesn't care who's doing what layer. They want the stuff to work for them. And if you don't control the parts that you make, it's difficult. This is still very early. The industry is not as mature. And if you have too many parts which depend on other people, it's difficult to succeed.
Could you give me a brief tour? Show us what this particular configuration is?
Yeah. So we have 3D LiDAR. We have a swappable battery, which was quite new. It's a blind mated swappable battery we designed ourselves.
Really? You're doing your own batteries?
Yeah. It's a hub motor design. We got a custom motor design done with a partner. So there's no drivetrain because of that. It's a 3-wheeled vehicle with a hub motor and two free wheels on it.
Wow.
And there's cameras. Camera, LiDAR, wheel encoders, IMU, and then we would do sensor fusion to basically do it. And we have done complete original stack, original algorithms for localization, etc. Yeah.
So I see that there's way it's not all, they don't all come with the kind of the roof environment.
Oh yeah. This is an older model, but we had it handy to bring from Detroit. But the newer models look different. They come without the roof. We figured out how to do it without it now. And then we have a smaller model which has like a conveyor mounted on it, which can move towards.
Global conveyor.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. So, what brought you to Robotics Invest?
I'm telling you, in the last probably in just 2 days, I've met more exciting robotics founders than I had met in like the last 2 years. Okay, so I think it's just
You got the right people here.
Yeah. So I think that was the reason, and in general, I think Boston, even outside of this conference, I've met a lot of robotics companies outside in Boston also. I think it's just a great place for a robotics founder to come in and just meet the fantastic people in this space.
Is there something that's been surprising or sort of like a trend that you've been seeing discussed or that's unexpected or that you're really excited about?
No, I would say today Dean's talk was like mind-boggling for me. I mean, I wasn't really, I mean, that wasn't something I was expecting, and the kind of stuff he's doing is just mind-blowing, right? So I think that was for me, I mean, it's not all of it related to robotics, but that really shows the strength of this region, which is thinking ahead, and it opens your eyes to more things which can be done. So I think that's the big thing.
It's inspiring, certainly.
Amongst robotics companies, I can say I'm seeing many more robotics companies now scaling up. So we have common problems we are sharing about surveys, how to keep robots up, which are different problems from what we would have discussed a year ago of how to get robots out there.
Yes, would that maybe help improve some of the open source or open or shared data plans? Like, where you see more momentum in that as well?
Yeah, no, I think these are, I don't think this is about data, etc. I think it's just about operational smartness, it's about sharing playbooks, it's about sharing simple techniques, and these are problems that have just not been solved till now, and a lot of people are solving them in different ways, and it's good that I think all of them are solving it, because these are unsolved problems and we need to figure out interesting ways. If multiple people do it, we will share the right notes.
Yeah, we're looking for the best practices, certainly. A final question for you. I'd like to provide a space to either ask a question that we can broadcast out or offer maybe something that with Ati Motors.
I mean, obviously, I mean, we don't sell these robots to startups, so I mean, we didn't come here to sell the product per se, but I would say we have done the whole thing ground up, and that too from India. And there's a lot of, I think, interest right now for finding alternate manufacturing sites to, for example, China right now. I think if anybody wants to figure out how to get stuff done in India, I'm happy to help, right? I mean, how to get your robots made there or anything like that. We are doing that very successfully ourselves. So that's something I could help the community if required. Otherwise, I personally came to meet founders and investors. Obviously, I mean, as a startup, we are always fundraising. So that's what I came for.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Saurabh. I really appreciate learning about it. It's cool. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. For additional coverage of Robotics Invest 2024 and other key events, be sure to subscribe to The End Effector.